Well, with all the work involved with moving into a new home, it's easy to overlook safety and security, but it should always be at the top of your priority list. Here to go through a checklist of things that you should do when you're moving in, Real Estate One expert Jeanette Schneider. She is the Vice President of RE/MAX of Southeastern Michigan, always with some good tips. So as we're moving into a new home, you know, it can be overwhelming. Where do you begin? What's the first thing to make sure that you and your family is safe?
Well, I say the first place to start is going to be with the locks.
I mean, right?
All the exterior doors, you want to either replace the lock sets or have them rekeyed, because you have no idea how many of those, you know, keys are out there.
Neighbors,
to
family,
babysitters,
friends, right? And whose hands that could get
all
into.
of that. And we've, you know, this is the more traditional model, but now we've got those keyless entry pads too. You want to make sure that all combinations have been deleted, because some of those models can hold dozens of combinations.
That's really smart. So good. That's where we start. Moving on. What's next?
We want to take a look at probably the fire safety, because that may escape your notice. You want to make sure that the smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, you've got enough for your home, and make sure the batteries are fresh, because you don't know how long they've been in the previous owners, and some owners literally pack everything and they may be gone. So you want to make sure that you're putting new batteries in all those equipment.
Something that can easily slip your mind, right?
Exactly.
You're thinking of so much when
and
you're
you want to do both of those things before you move into the house.
That's really
so you don't
smart.
want to wait
really
till you've been in there a week. Do that before you're bringing
Especially
your
with carbon
furnishings
monoxide,
in.
because you don't know what's been in there, right?
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about security systems. People have a lot of, you know, opinions on whether or not it's a good idea. How much should you spend on a security system, because they can be pricey.
They can be pricey, and the interesting thing is last year only 17% of households had security systems. So there's a lot of folks that are saying maybe they don't need to spend the money. But if you want to, now this is kind of the more, you know, modern way of doing it, the do-it-yourself systems, Ring, Nest, where you're just buying the products up front and then you don't have to necessarily pay the monthly fees like with the Ring system. You can choose to monitor it yourself. Of course, you always have the traditional companies that'll come out, put the equipment in, do the monthly servicing, but you're going to pay $27 to $60 a month then for that service.
So easy to start off doing it yourself. And this right here, like we see these all the time. Do these work? Is this something you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, I mean, they're going to get better and better as you get more competition and as they've been out in the market. But yes, they do work, and they're a good cost-effective model.
I think a lot of times just having a camera can bring you that peace of mind when you can check in, right, and make sure that nothing's wrong.
Absolutely. I mean, and maybe you start out with kind of the basic model and then kind of see, do you really need anything more?
Yeah, really good advice there. Motion detectors. This is something that I underestimated until I got some of these, and they really are helpful in knowing, hey, is something around my house? If you walk outside knowing that it's going to be lit.
Absolutely. And when we're talking exterior lighting, that really is one of the first lines of defense for home security. You want your home well lit so that folks can't sneak up on your house, find those dark hiding places.
Right.
And you want to use a combination of lights, like mounted lights by the front door work well. These work, the motion detectors work well on the sides, the back of the houses, over the garage. So if somebody's approaching, that bright light comes on.
Right.
The other thing to consider is some of the landscaping lighting. Most people use it to make the home, you know, look nice and, you know, and whatnot, but these can really do a great job at lighting up that maybe the perimeter of the house that otherwise would fall into dark shadow.
I love that, and I love that all of these are preventative, things that we can all do to take action and make sure that our homes are safe right now. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, they can always reach out to at remax-southeasternmichigan.com.
Always good advice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
Lots of good information here. We'll put that on WXYZ.com.